Welcome back to the channel. We have some serious things to talk about today. First of all, Celsius. Oh my goodness, what is going on with Celsius? We are not just in a crypto bear market, we are in crypto free fall right now. And as of last night, Celsius has notified us, they've sent out an email, they've sent out the memo basically saying that due to extreme market conditions, today we are announcing that Celsius is pausing all withdrawals, swap, and transfers between accounts. Basically, they're preventing a run on the bank. They're holding our funds hostage because you can't withdraw it, you can't swap it for anything else, and you can't transfer it somewhere. It's stuck in Celsius right now because they're having a liquidity crisis. This is crazy. I'm sure that many people who are, as they say, not new to the crypto game are familiar with the expression, not your keys, not your crypto. This is exactly what that phrase is about. The fact that when you trust your crypto over to custodial platforms, you have it in a custodial wallet, they have access to your coins. They're holding them hostage. If you want them, it is up to them whether they feel like it or not. You know, it's up to whether or not they feel like it to give it to you when you want to make a withdrawal, if you want to sell it, if you want to convert it to something, if you want to transfer it somewhere. And what we're seeing right now is exactly that. Those fears have come to pass. Now, I know there are a lot of people out there that have considerable amounts of assets and coins in Celsius. And, you know, they've already had it's kind of like the idea of the gamma squeeze versus the mother of all short squeezes. They've already had a limited run on the bank, if you will, back when they announced that they were going to no longer offer interest to U.S. customers unless you were an accredited investor. So when that happened, a lot of people pulled their assets out and sent them to other places where they could still earn yield and continue to add to their accounts, to earn more interest. I myself have been using Vault a great deal, and there is of course the link in the description. If you'd like to get on board with Vault, you'll get some kickbacks from it over and above the normal referral commissions that you would receive using Vault. But because of the type of coins that I had in Celsius, Bitcoin, of course, and some other things, it wasn't a big deal to me that I wasn't going to be able to add to that account until I became an accredited investor, because the rewards were going to continue. They were going to continue to accrue interest and paid out every Monday. Just got my email early this morning saying, hey, rejoice, you've received your rewards. Because the amount that I'm receiving, the percentages that were in place weren't that bad compared to other platforms, I saw no reason to move it. Especially with the one that's getting 14.05%. I couldn't find anywhere to compare with that. Now, Avalanche, that is the only asset that I had in crypto in Celsius that I was considering moving. I remember when they first added it to their list of assets that they supported, and it had a decent interest rate. It was like 7%, and then a month or two later it dropped down to 5%, and it's since dropped down again. And I didn't even notice the most recent drop, but they have their promo codes. If you put in so many hundreds of dollars worth of Celsius within 30 days of using the promo code, at some point 90 days down the road, we're going to give you this extra money. So basically, my 90 days on that promo was going to come up this coming weekend. And my plan was to get my bonus and move the Avalanche out of there over to crypto.com. And sure, I'd be locking it up for 3 months at a time, but I would be getting much better returns on it. And this is even keeping in mind the tiers and the limits that crypto.com has now. Even with the fact that I would be overall limited to $3,000 for that first tier in crypto.com, it was still going to be better than that. And then anything above and beyond that there are still other places you can send it. So with that being said, let's talk about some of the reasons for what's going on. It's starting to come out that Celsius was one of the whales involved in the Luna debacle that recently took place and becoming depegged from the dollar. And another issue that we're finding out is that a lot of the Ethereum that Celsius holds is locked away. It's staked. It's in the Ethereum 2 protocol. And looking back at some of the things I've done on Coinbase, locking my Ethereum into ETH2 in order to earn some interest was probably the worst decision I have made in the crypto space, because there is no timeline truly at this point for when Ethereum 2 is going to go live, and unless and until that happens, you're not going to actually receive these rewards. You can't do anything with it. Your Ethereum is locked away. It is stuck. You can't cash it out. You can't sell it. You can't transfer it. You can't do anything with it. And that is one of the issues that Celsius is having right now, is that they have all of this Ethereum that is not a liquid asset. So that's contributing rather to this liquidity crisis. They have these assets that are locked away until, who knows, it could be a year from now, it could be 10 months from now, it could be 10 years from now, who knows. The point is, they need liquidity now, and that is not a way for them to get it. They just can't do it. So this is going to be a developing story, and we're just going to have to follow it. We're going to have to grin and bear it. There's a very good chance that, hopefully Celsius can weather this. It's, if you think about it, this isn't like with the accredited investor situation with regulatory concerns and U.S. customers. This is across the board for the Celsius community, for all Celsius customers. If you have a Celsius account, this means you, regardless of where you are in the world, regardless of how many coins, how many assets, what the dollar value attached to that is, this means you. It's all of us. So we're all in the same boat together. So we're going to be watching this as it develops, and hopefully Celsius can weather the storm. Hopefully they will survive, and hopefully some of us can, if not get our money back, at least access it. And of course, they're saying that whatever you have on the Celsius platform right now will continue to earn rewards, but what again, it's kind of like the Ethereum 2 situation. What good is it for you if you can't access it? It's terrible. All right, so that's all we've got on the Celsius situation. Let me know in the comments what you think. If what are you holding in Celsius? What are you hoping will happen? Where are you planning to move your funds from Celsius when you get the opportunity to, if you get the opportunity to? Like I said, Vald, Crypto.com, Coinbase, these are some of the big alternatives. Kraken, Binance, of course. Just what are your preferences on this? And yeah, that's it. It's really frustrating, flustering, flabbergasting. This is something coming from completely out of left field, and it's one of those things where we, and it's not even like reading the tea leaves or seeing the writing on the wall with other platforms lowering interest rates, or Crypto.com having the tiers and lowering the rewards for their cash back on their credit cards. Granted, some of this does have to do with overall market conditions and maintaining liquidity. Some of it is, growing too fast, too big, too fast on the case of some of these platforms. But I don't want to say that it's a perfect storm in the crypto sphere right now, but, well, crypto guys, we're just a little bit of a different breed of investor. Our risk tolerance is generally higher than those guys that just go over to the stock market and get index funds. So there you have it. Hold on for dear life. And we're gonna have to truly diamond hand this, because they've taken it out of our hands. They're diamond handing it with our assets. if you will. All right, that's it.